Hi everyone, this is going to be a review of the Oracle of the Dragonfae deck by Lucy Cavendish. I bought this deck, I want to say about a little over a month ago. And the reason why I purchased it is because I purchased the Oracle of Shadows and Light by Lucy Cavendish the month before, and I just adore that deck. In fact, I have a real-time reveal video that I did tape, but record, but I just haven't gotten to uploading it yet. But I will do that, and I also will be doing a review of the Oracle of Shadows and Light. But anyhow, I purchased this deck because of that. And I normally don't post a review of a deck with just a month's space between buying it and then doing the review. And there are a lot of reasons for that, but one of them is that I really do believe in the energies that are associated with tarot and oracle decks. And I really want to make sure that I know the deck, at least know the beginning space of our relationship and where we're going before I post a review about it. Because reviews are important to me. When I watch them, I really am listening to other people's reviews, and I do take into account what they have to say, and I don't want to be saying something that isn't true because I haven't taken the time to get to know the energies that live with this deck. That being said, of course there are different energies for each person who's reading the same deck, so that's another discussion. I will stop there. Anyhow, so I like to make sure that I really have worked with the deck. However, I have been working with this deck every single day for the most part for the last month, and this is an amazing deck, and I am just so in love with this deck that I felt like it was time for it was time for me to do a review. I really have spent a lot of time with this deck. So when you get the deck, let me just get into the review because I'm going to go off now. When you get the deck, it comes in a really nice box. It's nice and sturdy. And the cover is just gorgeous. It's, part of why I couldn't wait to get this deck, because the artwork is so gorgeous right there. So it comes in a really nice box, and she has the info in the back is really, really helpful and great to know what you're going to be getting with the deck. She says, when we connect with the Dragonfae, we reconnect with the lost parts of ourselves, allowing us to fully explore the gift of life on this beautiful planet. They help us to access knowledge from deep within and reconnect us with the knowingness that we are all one. And that this deck definitely does provide what it says it's going to. So that's the box it comes in. And then it comes with an actual book, a real book. It's 164 pages long if you count, the extra pages in the back. And I really love the fact that she views these energies as real. And she gives them, she doesn't just go right into, like shuffle your deck, here are a few spreads, there you go. She doesn't do that. She gives you 22 pages of just talking about the Dragonfae and their energies and what they brought to her life and what they can bring to your life, as well as she does give you some spreads within those pages. But she really focuses more on the Dragonfae as beings that we should honor and appreciate, especially working with the deck. And I love that fact. Then she gets into the card interpretations, and as you can see, you get a little picture, a little black and white reproduction of the card itself. For a lot of people, the reproduction of the picture is too small. I've said before in other videos that it doesn't matter to me at all. I actually always read my deck with the cards, so I don't need to worry about the representation on the page. However, if you do prefer, if you travel and you're reading the book while you're traveling, you can't bring a deck with you, then the reproduction might be too small. So then she lists the name of the card, and she talks about, the little phrase that accompanies each card. But what I really love about this deck is she has a whole section where the Dragonfae being that's represented by the card speaks. There's a whole section. And then she has a section about the Dragonfae that's represented. Then she has the divination message. And then she has working with that Dragonfae. So it's great. It's like, it's not just the Oracle book, instruction book, if you want to call that, or as she calls it, a magical guidebook. It's like a book of shadows as well for this Oracle deck, which is great. I mean, this is a really, really great book. It's excellent. So I was really excited about that. Now, getting into the cards themselves, the cards are quite large. But I actually don't mind that, especially with an Oracle deck. With the Oracle decks, I kind of like the larger size because it just gets me out of that tarot space. I know that I'm working with a bigger deck and that it's going to be more, I'm not saying personal in a negative way towards tarot, but that it's more about the individual experience a bit than with tarot. So I actually like the larger size. However, that is a problem for some people, especially if you have smaller hands. This could be uncomfortable to shuffle and everything. But then she has the pentacle or the pentagram on the back of the card, which I love because I'm a witch and it just really spoke to me. Like, this is one of my favorite backings to a tarot deck, tarot or Oracle deck ever. Love, love, love it. So, of course, you know when it's reversed if you choose to use reversal. She doesn't include reversal meanings in this deck, but if you do, you will know when it's reversed. Just so you know. So there's the size, and then, this deck uses several artists. There isn't just one artist. My favorite artist is Michelle Lee. I don't know if I'm saying her last name right. Phelan. And this is one of the ones that, this is the Morrigan. Take action is the phrase. And I love the artwork I love this artist, this deck. The artwork that she does in this deck, if I could say it right, I really, really love. And I believe this is her again with the blue lady. Then we have this other artist, and it's more of like a watercolor. Sharon McLeod is this artist, and she has some cards in here. And I don't mind this artwork. I'm not in love with it, but I think it's pretty. This is Morgan Le Fay Healing. So I really like that. Then we have some other artists, and let me just see if I can. She does have the artist listed. But let's see. Let's see. So the Lady Green, this is by Kylie McDonough, and I really like her artwork as well. But then we have some that I really not nutso about the artwork. Let me just see. This is another Michelle Lee Phelan one, which is amazing. Fernia, Clarity. Oh, so beautiful. Let's just see if I can find it. This is another one of the more like watercolor type artwork. And now, of course, I can't find the one that I was trying to... the artwork on card number 17, New Moon Face Soul Scrying. I love this card, but I'm not in love with the artwork for it. However, it might speak to you. You can't really see with this, but I'm just not necessarily absolutely in love with that one up close. But that definitely looks like a watercolor to me. But the cards themselves are gorgeous. This is another one. The artwork I'm not in love with. The lovers love each other. I don't know. I just think it's kind of ugly. But here are some absolutely gorgeous ones. The Wild Huntress, which is the same as the cover of the box. The Lady Alfreda, Justice Will Prevail. She's number 13. The Guardians, Fly High. And there are quite a number of... oh, here's another beautiful one. The Sovereign, which is the same artwork that's on the cover of the book that accompanies. And there are quite a few of representations with dragons themselves, like Hideki's Door, A Knock on the Door. There he is, the little dragon. There are quite a few, let's see, with the Dawn Watcher, with the dragons represented. And they're all gorgeous. Let's see, here's another one. Oroki Boundaries, 34. So as soon as, and this is one of my absolute favorite cards in the deck, card number 1, Melusine. Love Who You Are. In fact, as soon as I saw her in this deck, I started crying. I don't know what it was, but that's how I felt about this deck as soon as I opened it. It was like I knew this deck. I knew everyone that was in the deck. And the readings have just been, that I've been doing with this deck, have been spot on. And I love the way that Lucy Cavendish, she's very positive and the messages are positive, but she doesn't shy away from the shadow that accompanies the light, because you need to have both in balance. And I think that's because she is a witch, and so she does have a good handle on that. There has to be the dark in order for there to be light. So there has to be both, and it's about bringing them into balance, not living in fear of one or the other, which I really love about that. And she goes, and you really get a good idea of that as you read the book. Here's another one with just the dragon, the Pendragon, pure male energy. Let's see. The Elder, Heed Wise Counsel. So there are, let me double check, 43 cards that total in the deck. The card stock itself is nice and thick, and it's not too thin, and yet it's not so hard that it's difficult to shuffle. And it's definitely has the shiny coating, but it's not so much that the cards end up slipping when you lay them down, which is really nice. So I've been having amazing readings with these cards, really clear and precise meanings and readings, definitely. So I highly recommend this deck. I think it was $15 or maybe $17 on Amazon. And this was new, so it was definitely worth the price. I cannot say enough about this deck. I really, really love this deck. I feel very, very comfortable with it, and it's an old friend. So if you're thinking of purchasing the Oracle of the Dragonfae, this deck is great for that. I'm trying to, let's see. I mean, there really aren't that many cards that I wasn't in love with the artwork with. Just a few here and there. Just a few. Other than that, I mean, the artwork is beautiful. You don't really, you can completely read this deck intuitively. You don't need to read the meanings, but I enjoy reading the meanings of the Oracle decks, especially because each one is so unique and was created based on a certain system by the author. And so I like to have a handle on that before I and use that as my jumping off point to my own interpretations. So it's just an absolutely gorgeous deck and really right on. And I just love the author. I mean, I think she really cares, and you get a great sense of that caring in the book, but also very practical usages for the deck, especially if you're new to using Oracle decks. This would be a great starter deck. So if you are looking at watching this and considering a starter deck, this would be a great one. Or even if you work with tarot, but you're just branching out into Oracle decks, this would be great. So I highly recommend The Oracle of the Dragonfae by Lucy Cavendish. And I will be posting a video on a review for The Oracle of Shadows and Light as well. I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.